So, lass uns mal dann beginnen. Herzlich willkommen. Ich werde gleich auf Englisch switchen, weil wir haben heute internationale Gäste mit uns. Und ja, ich bin sehr gespannt auf alles, was wir heute dann über osteuropäische Musikmärkte lernen werden. A very warm welcome to you, to our guests from the international countries. We have Anca from Romania and Katerina from Macedonia, Vaidas from Lithuania, and Monika from the Czech Republic. Welcome. Thank you very much that you took the time to attend the conference and to be these 2 days with us. And a warm welcome to all of the other participants. And nice that you are here, willing to know a little bit more about music export in the Eastern countries. Just a short organization hint. We're going to make now. We're going to make four very short presentations about each country. I'm also going to tell a couple of things about the Initiative Musik from the ones that don't know what we do in export, and then I'm going to leave the floor to our guests. And afterwards, we're going to have a short coffee break, and afterwards I would really be very delighted if you would stay and we have like an informal exchange with our guests, and you can also have maybe proposals, questions, comments to do on what they've been talking about. If you have any urgent question during the presentations, you have these microphones in the tables. Please take the microphone and just use it, so it can also be, your voice can be also in the video that we've been recording. So I just would start very quickly. My name is Neus López. I work for the Initiative Musik, which is the German funding and export office, and we are funding, among others, also the Dialog.Pop as an event. And we do also, I am head of structural funding, and together with my colleague Christiane Müller, who's sitting over there, and I also am responsible for the export activities at the Initiative Musik. And then I just wanted to give you a short overview of what we do. This is the agenda, I just mentioned it. What very in a nutshell, because Initiative Musik, I think we could speak about 3 hours about the funding programs, but we do have a very useful tool for artists that are playing abroad when they have invitations for international tour support, or also for performing at showcases events. We have the international tour funding, and some of the bands that we have been helping have been to Tallinn this week, or also at a Great Escape in Brighton, or also at Lithuania at the What's Next in Music. So we're happy to help the artists going abroad, and yeah, we can cover part of the travel and accommodation costs. We have 2 new programs also in export that are right now beginning. One of them, Do Export, is already functioning. The other one will be starting 3 weeks, and it's called Go Export. These are programs that are aimed at the professionals. The tour funding is more for the artists itself. And Do Export and Go Export is aimed at the professionals, like people working for management agencies, labels, publishers, that say, okay, I need to expand my activities internationally in order to promote these artists, and this is the way that they can do like special projects in international markets, or also attend some conferences, because we can also afford and assume part of the cost for the traveling and the accreditation. I am just telling this very, very quick, but if you need more information, there is regularly that we organize informative sessions, and also our detailed program, what, when, where, how much. It's all also on our website. Other things that are part of our export activities, we are related and keep a close contact to many international festivals, most of them showcase festivals, but not only. This is why also We have been bringing bands already to Lithuania, for instance, and maybe we'll have also some soon at Macedonia or at mastering the music business in Romania. And we also try to encourage that the booker teams of the festivals get proper information about which bands are suitable for the programming. The fact that we are also helping them with our trouble funding is always like an added value, so they know that the artists are gonna make it, and maybe they can even organize around the Showcase Festival a small tour. And we always try, we don't prescribe ourselves which bands should be chosen, because I think this would be really difficult with so much talent that we have in Germany. But, and this is always the last decision of the booking team from the festival that knows its event. And, but we always are there giving a hand and encouraging that festivals are booking German acts. And of course, we try also not only that the bands perform, but also to make some kind of connection, be it networking meetings on the side, preparing the managers and bands before, giving practical tips and organizing. In some of the festivals, we are also able to organize showcase them ourselves. In some other, it depends. They're just on the normal program. One of the special projects that we have, and this is for me a very exciting project that we started 2 years ago. We are, as Initiative Musik, working on behalf of the Federal Commissioner for Culture and the Media. So it's like the National Ministry of Culture. It's not called like that, but in this sense that we work with artists and companies from all over Germany. But there is in Germany several institutions who work on a federal state basis or a regional basis, city basis. And then for this, we have also initiated 2 years ago a collaboration, for instance, with the colleagues from the Bavarian pop office, and also with Berlin and Hamburg and North Rhine-Westphalia and Baden-Württemberg, because they had been also doing some kind of activities abroad, but they don't always have the means to do all of the things and all of the projects that they would like to do, but we have the funding, and then we just collaborate. We have been doing 2 years, preparing already the third one, in Waves Vienna, that we are organizing all the presence of the German artists coming from these regions under an umbrella, which is called Wanderlust. And this gives the opportunity to present with a more effective way, because it's more like, it's not like a Bavarian band and a band from Hamburg and a band from Berlin, but when we go internationally, it's only one name and people get more attention for this, so everybody can profit. We want to expand this. We are very open also to other regional offices taking part of this cooperation, so it's not only closer to these 5 federal states, and we also want to open it to other festivals. So this year, because of Corona, hasn't worked that yet, but we are working on it, and in Vienna it's going to be definitely Wanderlust 3. We also are very involved in European projects as a representative for Germany. We are part of EME, which is the European Network of Music Export Offices. This is a very exciting project because we are all, in a sense, concurrents to each other, but on the other side, we profit, and we are really, there is a big solidarity and big interest in doing projects together. This is, for instance, Monika is here representing Czech Sounds, which is the Czech export office, and we do collaborate also as well. We have been doing programs also funded by the European Commission. We have been doing like an analysis of the European music export, how does every country manage export. We have been doing capacity building programs, missions. Right now there is a mission going, or has been right now, in Mexico for electronic musicians, and there should have been a project with Central Europe, which couldn't be because of the war, but I think Monika will tell more about this. And well, this is really a very good opportunity to widen the knowledge and also trying to make this knowledge about these European countries available for all the interested parties, and also to think about a strategy to make European music more known, not only within Europe, but also outside of Europe. And the other one project that we do on a European level is we are also representing Germany at the Eurosonic exchange, what used to be the ETEP program, European Talent Exchange Program. And we have been in the last years partnering with ETEP, and we had a lot of exciting bands playing at Eurosonic. So I hope that next year we really can have bands playing in Groningen again, because the last 2 years, because of the pandemic, it was only digital. We have also a couple of special projects. One of the things, normally the bulk of our funding at the Initiative Musik comes from the Federal Ministry for Culture, the Commissioner for Culture, but we do have special projects where we collaborate with other institutions from the government. And with the Foreign Office, mit dem Auswärtigen Amt, we organize since 2011 visitor trips based on music, and this works like that the federal government invites 15, 16 professionals from the music industry. It can be producers, journalists, artists, festival makers, and then normally it has a theme like jazz music, pop music, rock music, electronic music, and then we organize a program for them, and then we travel with them around and try to show them how it's the situation in Germany, so they can experience it in the first hand, but also that they can also get the opportunity to get network opportunities with German-based people, and also experience some live music. This is a photo we were at the Wacken Festival with Doro Pesch, which is like the queen of metal, and all our guests were very excited to meet her. And the other program is at the South by Southwest. We have been doing in the last 10 years, or 10 editions, at the German House with Timo, has been also a part of it from IHM, and we do this project as a presentation. We coordinate the presentation of the German music industry, but also of the creative industry as well. It means also startups, companies from the music tech. We organize a German house, we organize showcases. There's also a booth where the companies can also present themselves in the more traditional way. And for this, we collaborate with the Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. These are two of our projects. And besides that, I only have 2 minutes left, so we always try to give export advice as much as we can. We not only do like these info calls about our funding programs to help people if they have questions about which program would be suitable, but also we try to organize sessions where we say, okay, we have a funding program so they can cover cost for promotion, but we also then make workshops to know how to get the most of YouTube, of Instagram, of Facebook, so they can really use it in the better way. Or also, if we're talking about Brexit, how is going Brexit to affect the circulating of musicians from Germany that traveling to UK, we have been covered this as well. Or if we have bands traveling to USA, not only for South by, but also for other festivals. How is the situation in the visa? How are the regulations? Which are the possibilities? Is it interesting for me or not? We always try to keep like very approachable content on this. And besides, the telephone is steadily ringing and answering questions. And I think that's it. Still have 30 seconds left. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them later. I just would now maybe give the floor to Anca Lupes from Romania. She's head of mastering the music business in Romania, but you have a lot of other things on your head, also in Tiro. So I just would say, please, the floor is yours, and tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Anca Lupes. I'm coming from Romania. If we can see the... Okay. Very nice country. Come visit. So as Neus said, I'm the head of Mastering the Music Business, which is the International Music Business Conference in Romania. We started in 2016. And now we are preparing for our 8th edition, happening in September 6 to 8. You're invited. And we are trying to be the export office that Romania does not have yet as an official organization. So we are having also a showcase festival next to our conference. But a little bit about Romania. We are the second biggest market in Europe after Poland. Most of the people living in cities, and there are a few cities that are most important cultural-wise, with a lot of events happening there. In 2019, as per one of our biggest ticketing platforms, we had 100 festivals of different sizes. The main ones, you have them here. Untold is the biggest one. They had 372,000 people attending in 2019. So it's a pretty big festival. It's the Europe's Tomorrowland, let's say. It looks like it. It sounds like it. It's expanding, and now it has a little sister by the sea called Never Sea. It's organized by the same company, George Enescu. It's a very big classical festival happening every 2 years. It lasts almost a month. All the biggest orchestras, classical orchestras from Europe are coming there, and it's happening in many venues. It's a really, really big festival. If you're interested, you can come and see it. Not this year, but next year it's gonna be again. Then Electric Castle, also one of the oldest festivals and very successful. It's happening in the same area as Untold in Cluj-Napoca. Awake, Artmania in Sibiu, Summerwell in Bucharest, and Bucharest Jazz Festival, which is also a jazz festival happening for a week in Bucharest. Hopefully it's gonna start again. It was blocked by the pandemics. We have digitalized the ticketing sales. We have several platforms selling tickets. The most successful and biggest one is the first one, Ja Bilet, which in Romanian means take your ticket. Here are some figures of our live industry. There are no official figures, but several studies have been made, and here we have the results, and also some of the figures are from the National Statistics Institute. 248 concerts and shows companies in 2018, 100 festivals, approximately 1.2 million tickets sold only for festivals, 26,000 shows of all kinds in 2018 with 9 million audience. As I said, there are no official figures, but an estimation from 2018 came with 120 million euros of annual revenue for the live industry. Hopefully we will get back there again. Not so many venues. The infrastructure on venues in Romania is not that developed, but we have a few important ones. The National Stadium in Bucharest, and then another one in Cluj. You have capacities there. Not so many club venues. fully equipped for live music. Like if you want to do a tour in Romania, you will find 7, maybe 10, but it works. Okay. We also have a lot of recording companies. All the major labels are represented. One has his own office, and that's Universal. Sony and Warner are representing by Romanian labels which are licensed to distribute their catalog. Global Records, which is the Warner licensee, is also one of the biggest labels in Eastern Europe. It's very important, has many successful artists, even abroad. Also, here are some recording industry figures. They had like an approximate 157 million euros turnover in 2018, according again to the National Institute of Statistics. Main streaming player, I think, as everywhere, is YouTube. Spotify came late into Romania and is now trying to grow. There are no official figures, as they do not say how many users they have in each territory, but unofficial sources say that less than 1 million free-tier subscribers. Currently, main revenue source for labels is represented by neighboring rights collection. Streaming is coming number 2, but it's catching up fast. And if there are labels interested, they have a collecting society called UPFR, which is also the local IFPI group. This is the top 5 radio stations. As you can see, many, 2CHR, which is quite much in the first 2 places, and then the news radio, the national radio in the 3rd place. And then one hot AC and another news radio. Music mostly broadcasted in Romania. It's the pop, dance, Euro thing. But there are also 2 rock stations, one of which, the Rock FM, is growing fast. So hopefully it's gonna change. Streaming, all the platforms or the important platforms are present in Romania. Spotify, Deezer, with the Orange phone company. So you can have Deezer subscription via the Orange subscription, Apple Music, Tidal, and with the video YouTube and TikTok. Not so much music press in Romania, unfortunately. There are a few websites dealing with music, but most of the news about Romanian artists are in the tabloids, unfortunately. But this is it. We work with what we have. The good thing, one of the good things that our conference did was that it made people decide to form some trade associations. So we have several trade associations for indie labels, and for concert and festival promoters, from music managers, from workers from the live industry, performing artists, rental companies for live shows. And the most recent one is the Concert Ticketing Platforms Alliance. So most of these have been formed because of Corona, but we set a good example for them. These are the collecting societies for authors, for performing artists, and for the music producers. Okay, self-promotion moment. That's the Showcase Festival that's happening every year next to our conference. We have mostly like a 60 to 40 percentage, 60% Romanians, 40% international artists. It works well. It's happening in one place, so everybody can see everybody. And many of the artists participating in the showcase festival got booked for another showcase festivals or for normal festivals inside Romania and outside Romania. So it works well. That's the Music Business Conference I was telling you about. Over the years, we had important speakers, and we are developing and we are trying to attract every year new speakers to discuss new important topics for the music industry. And yeah, even the delegates, numbers are growing fast. I mean, last year we had 400 people attending the conference. So, as I said, you are invited. We have launched in 2020 a music magazine, a music business magazine. It's called MMB magazine because we are giving it for free at the conference, but you can also find it on the Mastering the Music Business website. We have 2 editions so far. We hope to be able to make more issues per year, but that remains to be seen. And since we have over 4 minutes left, maybe we can play a little bit the video so you can see how the conference is looking like. Actually, this is from last year. Please.
Thank you, MMB, for having me back here. This is I think it's 4th year, but I'm so glad this is going live and you're doing it perfectly this year.
Thank you. We try to have as many festival bookers
that I did more
possible
business on this
for
event
the artists
that
are performing in our showcase. Now we don't see the video anymore.
You have done one of the best showcase
now festivals
in Europe right now, and I urge everyone to go to MMB. It's perfect in size.
It's a small conference,
have the perfect speakers.
Yeah, everybody seems to enjoy it because you have time like here to talk to everybody.
Mă bucur să fac parte din oamenii care încearcă să dea mai departe knowledge.
I really like the vibe here. It's very together. Everybody is super ambitious, very interested about each other and about what people are doing.
I think this event has been very good today,
topics
and
that are very
very
useful
happy to
for
be in
mostly
this
for
music
independent
business
artists, like sync and exploitation of music online, music marketing, promotion, and so on. We are trying to have as many experts to explain certain topics, as I said. And we discussed the topics from, the level of the beginning artists at the beginning of their career until, professionals that are having already established careers in the music business.
I think it's great because we're always meeting new people.
And of course we are trying to be as actual as possible. We have discussed NFTs. A lot, because there's a lot of good and bad related to that, so we need to know. Big rock stars have accepted to come to our conference, and we were very grateful for that. Oh, and I saw that lady. We have started since 2020 to have panels about mental health in the music industry. I think this is a topic which is not enough discussed and brought into light.
This is my first time here in Romania at the Mastering Music Business Conference. It's been amazing. I've had the opportunity to take part in a panel event and meet so many lovely people.
Mastering the Music Business este un eveniment alături de care Aqua Carpatica și domeniile Sâmburești au fost de la bun început. E un proiect pe care l-am simțit cu mare potențial de la primele semințe sădite.
Sincer, de fiecare dată când vin la MMB, chiar și câine sur la vânătoare, pentru că am convingerea că de fiecare dată o să învăț și o să rămân cu câte ceva.
We hope that period will end soon. And we are part also of currently of two international European projects, the HEMI network and the MEWEM Music in Business project, and that's my team. Thank you so much.
Yep. So, hello everyone. Does it work? Yes. So my name is Monika Klementová. I'm here representing SoundCzech, which is Czech Music Export Office. And since I'm representing the Export Office, I will be more focused on the activity, what we do, not introducing that much of the Czech Republic and music scene, but let's go briefly through. We are quite a small country, as you know. We are a neighboring country of Poland, Germany, Austria, and Slovakia. We have only 10.7 million inhabitants. Now we have lots of course, Ukrainians immigrants. I think it's close to 300,000 immigrants at this moment, and I think it will be growing, the number. So that's here just to remind you that we have also quite famous composers you might be knowing, but just, you know, like, yeah, and here's our, actually after revolution, Velvet Revolution, post-communist first president Václav Havel was captured with our first gig of foreign big band in Czech Republic, Rolling Stones. So a bit of history. And now let's go to the music scene, how big it is. So there is a picture of jazz festivals and multi-genres festivals, which I use now at the Jazz Ahead. So just let you know that, or show you how a small country can have lots of actually festivals, music festivals, and that's just the jazz and yeah, like what music. So there's a list of the festivals which you can also find actually on our website. Actually in 2017, there was established Association Festas, who represents actually like 30 main Czech festivals. You probably know Colors of Ostrava, that's the most famous world music festival. We have also showcase festivals. Again, as a small country, we have quite few. Czech Music Crossroads, it's based in Ostrava, it's close to Colors of Ostrava, it's organized by them, and it's more about world music and actually focused on V4 countries, so Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia. Then Reconnect, that's actually quite new. It's our festival, which we started last year, organized with Brno Club Association Bach and Music Managers Forum Czech Republic, which is also a part of the International Music Managers Forum. And there will be a second edition this year in Brno. So we want to actually introduce Brno music scene as well, because everything is concentrated on Prague. So we are happy to show Brno a bit more. Nouvelle Prague, it was like a regional music festival, meeting point, showcase festival actually as well. But I think during the COVID, they changed a bit the format. The director Martin actually is not working there anymore, so I'm not sure about where they will lead to. But I think they changed the concept, so it might be different from now on. And Checking, it's a small showcase festival organized by Czech national radio station, one of the young audience radio station, Radio Waves, is organizing it, and they are more like showing the talents, new bands, new Czech bands who might be going abroad. And it's, actually, the winner of the contest goes to Eurosonic through EBU network. We have plenty of venues, but it's a bit different to Romania. We have so many. Actually, now it's also, we don't know how many actually survived. I mean, the small clubs, but the main ones which are here definitely survived the COVID period. But unfortunately, the small ones couldn't make it because they couldn't get enough subsidy, and the turbulences was basically killing them. But these all are actually definitely working, and you can also find them on the website. We have 3 music awards, like a traditional Angel Awards, and 2 new, actually founded in 2011, which is more dedicated to younger, artists. Labels, of course, besides the majors, we have another small independent labels, also quite few, and they gathered together underneath the Platforma, which is a platform of independent labels. Quite surprisingly, we have still printed magazines, few, but we have a Full Moon magazine, Facker, and Harmonie. The Full Moon magazine is more like alternative scene oriented. The Facker is more like rock, hard rock, metal scene. Harmonie is more like classical music and jazz. The others are already only online. Of course, we have radio stations, the main ones, the top national radio stations, as you can see listed, but we have also quite strong rock radio stations, rock radio, Radio Beat, and alternative, which are quite actually good, and you can cooperate with them. It's Radio 1 and Radio Wave, as I mentioned before. They are really proactive and making lots of new projects for helping the bands to start, basically, the business. And now, Czech Music Export Office, SoundCzech. So we were actually established in 2017. In April, we had a 5th anniversary. We were quite lucky because we tried also, as I guess other Eastern Europe countries, establish the export office, but it took us actually more than 10 years of negotiations and tries and lots of push. But then we got underneath umbrella of Arts and Theatre Institute, who were actually into that idea because they were covering all the other parts of the culture scene and not really music. And classical music, of course, was supported as everywhere else, quite with huge amount of money, and not the alternative scene. So we persuaded them that it's really needed. So it happened eventually. We were happy with not a big budget. We started first programs, and we are financed by Ministry of Culture, of course, and some other partners we have, like collecting societies or mainly actually. So we also work in collaboration with the scene a lot. So when we decide about any program or any support, we have 9 members, like advisory board, which is coming from the scene. So it's very transparent and really nice to work together close by. So we know what we are doing. We are reporting them every month. So it works very well. The mission of SoundCzech was at the beginning actually also kind of structure the business, because as in Romania as well, I guess, it was not really structured. There were no associations of anything. Everyone was doing whatever, usually everything from A to Z, and it was not really structured. So what we did, and actually it happened thanks to COVID eventually, that we managed to have like Česká obec hudební, which represents the music scene. That was actually the first ever it happened. So we had originally the Festas, which was the association of the festivals, and MMF, but that was it. And now we are really having a new association of the clubs and so on. Everything is really started to shape up a bit more. And this Česká obec hudební actually represents the whole Czech music scene towards government, and when we need some special attention for the music, because it's usually forgotten. Only classical music exists sometimes for the government. And also we managed to put some numbers together, which was important during the COVID, to show how big scene it is, that the support needs to go also to that part of the scene, not only for the already supported, like music sector. But still we are working on the research, because now everything has changed again, so we applied for some funds to make it happen, to have the research properly done. So we basically work, as I said, with all the genres. During the COVID, we realized actually that many classical musicians have also struggled, so not because they are also not supported. The independent classical musicians are on the same actually boat. So we started to also working on that part of the scene. Main goals and tools, as all the export offices actually has, is to be presented outside of Czech Republic. So we are going to all the showcase festivals, not all, but the major, like Eurosonic was mentioned here, Reeperbahn, Womex, Jazz Ahead, Mama Paris, Spring Break, and Waves Vienna, and also Mastering the Business, I guess. Music business, sorry. I might go as well, I guess. And we actually started quite small, with small budget. We try to be always connected with neighboring countries the most, and then slowly we are going further and further as the budget is growing. We'll see in the future. But now, for example, we've been to Great Escape as well, so it's growing. Of course, we are helping the circulation of the Czech music, so we are helping the artists with travel costs if they have some tours or some other presents, concerts. But I will introduce this during the programs a bit more deeply. We work also on the professionalization of the scene, as my colleagues mentioned, that we try to do some educational programs like mentoring or focused on concrete topic to go a bit more practical. And we are part, of course, also this international networks like EMI and ETAP. Actually, I didn't know it has changed the name. So I think that's it. Now go to more deeply to the programs, because I think that's the most interesting for you, I guess. So we started with actually Connect is one of the first program we had, which was really focused on helping the bands to go abroad, but it doesn't have to be close by, but meant to be usually the surrounding countries, because the budget was not so high at the beginning. So the project is like that the Czech band finds some other international band who might work pretty well together, and they had a gig in Czech Republic and outside of Czech Republic. So that means that they actually help the audience to come and show the foreign actually partner. Connect Create, it's a program that we started actually during the COVID, because we couldn't have a live shows. And still we wanted to help the musicians to work, survive, and to have some, at least, creativity. So we came up with this Connect Create program, which supports creation. So if they made some free songs together and published that, then we could support this. So that's a new program, which was actually quite successful. and we got really good feedback on that, that it was helping them a lot. And maybe they had also some thought about cooperation in past, but because of that period, actually they couldn't travel and really do some concerts. They finally had some time to actually, you know, like approach the foreign partner who were actually already thinking about before, but they couldn't do it. So it was quite successful. Then we have links in. I think I swapped these two lines, but links in is actually showcases and conferences organizing in Czech Republic. So we support them, of course, also. As I mentioned before, these four. Then links out. Links out is the other way around. We helped not only artists, but also professionals to grow to the showcase festivals, and usually we besides have again some networking or some other activities, so they can actually have some networking and find some international partners. Skills in, it's again like educational programs which is organized in Czech Republic, so we support all those educational events. And Skills Out is too much on me. So Skills Out is educational events outside of Czech Republic. So that's a new program which we are about to start. So we will see how it goes. It's supporting the artists or professionals to grow abroad and have some workshops or even like longer studies. And most probably it will go through then also some job shadowing. So actually professionals can join the international companies and have some kind of internship. International PR that we have also linked to the other activities. So if the bands already find a band or have a gig or tour, then of course the international PR is really important for them to have, and it's quite expensive. So that's why we also try to help with that. Promo video, it also started during the COVID because again, as travels were not really possible, we try to help them with a really good quality video from live shows, so we can actually send it to the showcase festivals to be presented. On road is classical tours and concert support, so we support the travel cost. And ProVisit, it's a new thing, and then maybe we can also collaborate on that, because we came up with the idea to have not only sending the people or professionals and artists to the showcase festival, but also organize it ourselves. So it's a bit more concrete, more like a trade mission. So we got together with Czech centers, which we have in several countries. Now actually we have Warsaw and Stockholm this year. So they will find a place, the Czech centers finds a place and organize the event. And our, for example, Polish Adam Mickiewicz Institute, for example, or other partner who is like export-oriented, helps us to find the parts, the professionals, so they can link together with the Czech ones. So that's a new thing, and hopefully it will be successful. I don't know how much time I have, but yes, I'm finished. So yeah, thank you. Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vaidas. Yeah. So my name is Vaidas Stackevičius. I come from Lithuania. I represent Lithuanian Music Business Association. We started in 2015, and we don't have export office, but it was just the private initiative of 10 labels, management companies to start Music Business Association. And since then, we basically work as an export office for popular music. Also, we organize annual showcase festival and the conference. It's called What's Next in Music, and it's happening every second weekend in September. And this year we have dates from 8th to 10th of September. So this is straight after mastering the music business in Romania. So after that, you can come straight to Vilnius, make a tour. Also, I'm running concert agency and music label by myself. I work with 10 artists, and also I have promotion agency that we promote the concerts. So usually we have around 200 concerts per year in Lithuania and abroad. Lithuania is a country that has 3 million people with the capital Vilnius. Regensburg would be the 4th largest city in Lithuania after Vilnius, Kaunas, and Klaipėda. But comparing Lithuania to our neighbors, Baltic neighbors, Latvia and Estonia, so we have more big cities. If you go to Latvia or Estonia, usually it's like 1 or 2 cities and then smaller towns, but we have 5 or 6, so it's possible for smaller bands, possible to make a tour in Lithuania. But also we have good infrastructure. We have arenas, stadiums, parks, clubs, different kind of sizes. Also we have a jail that we converted to venue, and also we can host concerts in former jail. Yeah, of course, ticketing companies, promoters, the market, I would say, is very active, very vivid, and the opinion about Germany and Lithuania is very good. Everyone remembers that when we were fighting for independence, so one of the first international concerts we had was by Die Toten Hosen. So industry remembers that and respects that until now. And when I started to work with the music by myself, so one of the first concerts I promoted was by Scooter, then Alphaville. So Germany is always good memories and good connections. And also, if we lose something, so Germany finds that. 2 main things that Germany found for us was the act of independence. When Lithuania gained the independence in 1918, we had 3 original copies. 1 stayed in Lithuania, another copy we've sent to Russia to say that we're independent, and 3rd copy we sent to Germany. They were supporting our independence. So of course, Russians lost their copy. We lost our copy because when we were occupied during Second World War, so that copy disappeared. But a few years ago, when we celebrated 100 years anniversary, so we were looking everywhere to find the original copy, and we searched German archives, and voila, the original copy, original document of Lithuania becoming independent was found in German archives. So if you lose something, you can find it in Germany, definitely. And one famous rock band, they were touring, one of the first Soviet bands to play concerts abroad. The name of the band is Begs, so they were very popular, invited to play West Germany, Netherlands, Italy, other countries in late 90s. So they played Quasimodo Club show in Berlin. Deutsche Welle came to the concert, recorded the concert, and actually just a few years ago it appeared that they have that concert, and my label released the album Berlin 89 by that band Bix just very recently, and we are going this year again to Berlin to play the concert in the same venue on the same date, just 33 years later. So Germany is a cool country. They can find everything you lose. Those are just 2 examples, but I'm sure there are plenty of more of those examples. Also, seems like not only we like German music, but German likes Lithuanian music as well, because our biggest export success happened in Germany. Germany likes dance music, and our EDM acts are doing very well in Germany. And in 2018, the act Dinoro charted at #1 for 11 weeks, eventually becoming the single of the year in Germany. So there are some other acts that charted, but the success, of course, this song reached #1 in different territories, #5 in UK, but to spend 11 weeks at #1, so yeah, it was impressive. So, what else? We almost now have record labels in Lithuania because usually music agencies that manage artists, they self-release the albums, and we have major labels representatives in Lithuania, but I can't say they are very supportive, and I can't say they can do a very good job for your tracks. Maybe it will happen in the future. If you come to play, if it's smaller band coming to play in Lithuania, so Germany embassy usually is very supportive and can help you with that. We have this kind of experience, and I can tell that they're doing really good job. So always a pleasure to work together with German embassy. Habits of Lithuanians, how they listen to music. So we did a survey, and in the age from 15 to 60 years old, so 90% of those people listen music on YouTube, 23% listen on Spotify. Mostly they listen to music in car radio, 49% of people, 36% still listen to the radio, 25% listen music on laptop, and phone comes fourth, 24% of people. And 66% of people listen music every day. But how to say, they not listen to the music, but they just on purpose listen to the music, 66%. As a background, 83% of, if we take this age from 15 to 60, listening to the music every day. And so basically, YouTube is the most popular channel. If to reach Lithuanian audience, YouTube can do the best job for you. And 53% of people listen to YouTube, watch YouTube almost every day, and 81% almost every week. So if, for instance, you need some advice, contacts, how to reach one festival, another festival, club, or venue or promoter, so feel free to contact Lithuanian Music Business Association. We will be gladly to assist you, to help you, to provide the contacts, and make, I don't know, to support you in every possible way. Also, very good platform if you want to know more about our scene, about our industry. As I said, What's Next in Music Conference, which is happening annually every September, is waiting for you. It might be the conference that you don't know that you missing to participate. So, and I want to show the video, a short video from our conference. You can be next year in this video as well. In the darkness of my shelter, will I tremble in front of my creator? Let me bite my tongue, swallow, breathe. Let us fill up this queendom, please. Queendom, please. There's really not a point to prove. And in the dark Thanks for your attention, and I will be here the whole day. If you have questions, feel free to come, ask. We can speak more. And it's always nice to be ahead of schedule. So I hope I was a very good support act.
I was hoping you will run this a bit longer so I don't have to additionally discover something about our job. Hi, hello to everyone. My name is Katerina. So I come from North Macedonia. It's a country that 2 years ago was known just as Macedonia. Not sure if you're familiar with it geographically, but it's on the Balkans. So, okay. I'm mainly working with communication, PR, and marketing in our company. The company is Passport Production. But I would say that the event that we produce and manage, the one that brought me here as a guest today is PIN Music Conference and Showcase. But let's start from the beginning, from where we are. Macedonia, Republic of North Macedonia, since recently, is a country on the Balkans which is beautiful if you go as a tourist to visit it. It has some beautiful lakes, doesn't have a sea, so summer vacations are not a sea vacations. We have less than 2 million people population in Macedonia, so it's a really small country, and you can see the capital, Skopje, has like more than a quarter of the whole population, so mainly everything is focused in Skopje. But mainly, not everything. So, when we speak about our country, first of all, I have to say that here, I thought that I will be the only one who will say that we don't have international export office, music export office. Sorry that I was not that well informed about the other countries in Eastern Europe, but it seems it's a habit in this part of the world. So, but I would say that we are a bit better than you, because not that we only don't have an official export office, we also don't have a state strategy for promoting music of any kind, including fine arts and classical music. So we do, we do have something happening on the field of classical music, but that's mainly the basic obligation that these institutions have to do in collaborative terms. Everything else is do-it-yourself approach, and I come from the core of it. So I think for me it's a funny text introducing our country, and this is actually the introduction we had to our PIN Music Conference in 2020 on the digital edition, online edition that we had because of the pandemic. If you find my speech boring, you can read this. It's more interesting. Maybe it's more interesting. No strategy, no official export office, but then we come as crazy enthusiasts who more than 20 years, I would say now, work in the field of music industry. Most of our team in Passport Production are musicians themselves, not me. And by being on the scene, actually, on the music scene, being part of the music scene, they really well learned what's missing and what's supposed to be done for the fellow musicians and etc. So that's how we actually started to work, firstly as a record company, but then after 20 years of work, we came to the stage where we actually organized the 3 biggest music festivals in Macedonia. That's the festival. That's the largest open-air music festival in Macedonia, and it's held in Doiran. So, as I mentioned previously, that mainly everything is focused in Skopje. We attend to not be conventional and to break borders on the general rules or situations that we might face maybe in our job. So this is a festival that we took to a totally forgotten place in Macedonia. It's it's hard even to find it and to find information about this place. It's also by a lake. The first photo is from another lake, it's Ohrid Lake. So this forgotten place in Macedonia was actually a place with beautiful natural surroundings. And we thought it's a place that the youth in Macedonia and, of course, the guests that come to our country, it's a place worth visiting. The other thing that that was tickling us, it was that we didn't have open-air music festival in its true meaning. Multiple stages, camping zone, different activities and promotions going on from day to night. NGOs participating, promoting initiatives which are important for the music scene and for the youth in general. So it ended up being the largest one we have at the moment. Next one is Taxirat, and that's the oldest. It's a winter indoor festival held in Skopje. And actually that's the festival that started all after forming the company, Passport Production. Taxirat is a term that we use it in Macedonian language, but it has Turkish origin, and it means something like destiny, like karma, but mainly it is accepted as in a bad way, like when something bad happens to you, but not always. In the general meaning of the term, it's more like a destiny. So that's how we actually named the festival, because we wanted to show that your destiny is changeable, and you can, if you put yourself into it full time and 100%, even if you feel that something is not in your terms or not in your favor, you can switch the tables, turn the tables, how you say, and make it good for you. So from Taxirat Festival, we got to this PIN music conference. Green Beach Festival, we should just name it. Green Beach Festival is another summer festival that we organize on the Ohrid Lake, and it's mainly the difference from these two festivals is that Green Beach Festival is mainly focused on electronic music. So it's an electronic festival. The Taxirat and D Festival don't have like any sort of how to say it, like it's not just one genre. It's everyone can perform at Taxirat. We have different stages, and the stages are with mixed genres of music. As part of Taxirat, Taxirat is also an association for culture and art. And with this association, actually, we first started participating in international projects with the goal to promote, of course, local music, our regional music, and of course to get the knowledge of the more experienced industries and the states and countries back home. And I would say that it's kind of interesting fact that the first edition of the PIN Music Conference and Showcase Festival happened in 2012. And it happened as being part of a project which was led by a German NGO. It's Kulturaktiv from Dresden. They were leading this international project, and the final of the closing of the project was after, it was a 2-year-long project. The closing of the closing ceremony of the project and event of the project was the first edition of PIN Music Conference and Showcase Festival in Skopje, and it was massive. It was first edition, but it just only from Germany we have like 200 delegates, many bands. Of course, participants from the other partnering countries in this project, and the project ended up and it stopped. So it was a great experience for us. It was at the stage where we started regularly going to events such as Eurosonic Norderslag and Ripperbahn and stuff like that. So it opened up the wheel and the need for having this sort of networking and mastering the music business in our own country. And we had a break of maybe 4 years long, I think so. And at 2016, yes, in 2016 we restarted this event. So now we are looking forward to our 9th edition in December, by the end of this December. other things that we do in our country beside these big festivals are of course concerts and promotions that we do, promotional events that we do year long. But I would say that the most important thing for us is that that's not what we do in our country, but what we do abroad. So we are also this is Pin Music Conference. It's also an event mainly 100% budgeted from our own money, except for the EU funded project that we participate in. But that's, I would say, really a small percentage of the whole budget of the event. Are you listening to me, or am I? Yeah, it's okay. So, Pin Music Conference is, I would say, it's not a small. It's the first and still the last one showcase festival and conference in Macedonia. The thing is that we managed to, after 8 editions so far, I believe that we managed to bring all the relevant stakeholders in the music industry, firstly in the region and then in EU in general at our event. It is inspired, as I would say, by the community building aspects of such event. But the first approach to enrich the local music sector by bringing the diversity of best practices, up-to-date knowledge, people who will be part of this development. So that was actually the starting point. And now we ended up as an event, I would say, that gives a good opportunity for networking to everyone who is interested in getting into this part of the world, especially when the music scene is in question. We have quite good results in exporting music, but I would say that's mainly because our first man in the company, Logan Kočiški, is doing a great job managing some of the regional bands, and it's really nothing involved with something that has another approach governed by the state or financed in any other way. But our event, I would say, it's a nice thing for everyone who comes. So just as you mentioned, that actually specifically for Germany, we also do have a really good collaboration with the German embassy in Skopje. So it is a good opportunity for all of the other states who already have a strategical approach to promoting their own music, because what we actually struggle to make out of it is to have all the relevant people in the music industry here at the spot together. I'm really glad that most of the people who are coming to the conference say that it's a good thing that the venue is called, held in the Youth Cultural Center in Skopje. So we have 4 music stages at this venue, but also the panels and the conference room, everything is located at the same building. And it's a good way of 3 to 4 day mingling with the people that are important to you. We try to bring as much high-level professionals from all around the world that actually everyone can easily approach here because they don't have where to run. So it's a small venue. Everything is settled here, and what we try to make most use of coming from the Balkans is actually our way of partying and making everybody feel good, so that way everyone will be more relaxed into any interaction with your business here. I keep saying business, but it's always always I think that when it comes to music, I have to say that we coming from a background as we do, especially from the background that our Logan Kočiški has. It's more of an initiative that we organize and do to stimulate the creativeness in our music industry in Macedonia, especially for those people who are into music and into music art. So the business thing in music is something that is inevitable if you want to succeed. But when we speak in conferences like this, sometimes it might sound like it's strictly business, but it's not. So these are just some of the festivals and venues and conferences and other platforms that we had as guests at our conference. Just to name a few, some of the names here. Another thing that I would like to point out that the way to make this thing work and to make our goals done is to actually just do your best to collaborate and to be part of all of conferences, associations, and stuff like that. So just to name a few, we are part of Impala through Runda Balkan, the Hemi project that we participate together, which now runs a really good initiative with the incubator and the accelerator program. So those are actually combining projects who combine a lot of countries and give you opportunity to exchange a lot on the scene. So that's our way to get recognition abroad, because these are the impressions that I just mentioned previously from some of our participants. So we do bring our friends from the biggest festivals in Europe. That's our tendency. And we already did have a lot of bookings from the bands participating and performing at our showcase festival to the festivals that we had as delegates and at our event. The next edition is on 24th and 27th November, and if I'm really not sure who I am talking to, if you're mainly musicians or somebody in the music business, but the open call for participants, for bands and for acts is ongoing for our showcase festival, and you can apply through GigMeet, gigmeet.com, but also just use my email or any of our channels you can find online. We're not so strict that you have to go through the official GigMeet application. Anyone interested is always more than welcome. It's a strange country, I'd say that again, but it's not an exception, and I'm glad about that. One thing that is good on the Balkans is that when you're all met in... Do I have just like a minute or two more? Thank you. When you're all meeting the same circumstances, it's more easier to overcome those obstacles when you work together. So we also... we're dealing with a state that, besides the radio stations, who doesn't have other option than music, we don't really have a proper music media in our country. But then everyone that is willing to work and everyone who is a music lover and who supports music comes to our conference. So maybe we don't have like major media in Macedonia, but the bands from our conference, just from the last conference, ended up with being presented and with shows on national radio stations and TV in the whole region, including Slovenia, which is EU country, and of course Bosnia and Herzegovina, and other states all around our neighboring territory. So we do our best to gather everyone there. That's mainly clear, I guess, but it's a nice local community. It's a nice friendship that we developed through these years, and I think it's a 4-day in the winter when nobody has anything better to do. It's a nice way to party, and for sure you will meet interesting people, if nothing else. So we have to. You have to survive there. So if you have some questions, or maybe we have that part later. Yeah.
Minutes, so if any of you have like a burning question, just take the mic. I think we have another mic there.
Do you need to speak in the mic?
Yes, because we are recording this, but
can I get back on my seat, or
you just...
It's a question to all of you guys, actually, and I'd ask you, but I can't attend the Q&A later on. My name is Timo. I work for Hamburg Music, which is a network of music companies and also a regional export office in Hamburg, northern Germany. And you talked a bit about the reception of German music in your countries. Do you have actually numbers on how much international repertoire is being heard and listened to in your countries, or you don't really have those numbers from the recording industry, for example?
Because I have the mic and I be the first thing. Okay. So definitely no statistics or figures from the state level. I was surprised by your numbers of festivals and everything, and the map with the it's fascinating. It's great to have that. But
and we have special map for all the genres actually.
Yeah.
So if you go to the website, you will find the guides for electronic music. Yes. Okay. No, I just want to add that, thank you, because we have these guides for electronic music, world music, and jazz music.
I suppose so, yes.
So you should go to the website and
but
check
it's really useful, but in this way we don't have official figures. I can tell you, because mainly of the international acts booked in Macedonia, I would say on a yearly, it's more than 60% comes from our company, because the other festivals in the state are mainly like one headliner events with a couple of supporting acts. So with what we have in mind, I would say that annually it's we import, like our company imports like 300 artists and exporting 330. So that's the we are mainly importing, I would say, when it comes to performing acts, besides the thing that we do, like managing other bands. That's where the export comes.
Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no official figures either, but I'm not sure how things are going into the live business. How many international artists are coming to Romania? A lot, I would say. And radio stations, I think the percentage of international music overall compared to Romanian music could be like maybe 70 international, 30 Romanian. So mostly international music. We are coming, I think all the other fellows, we are coming from an area where international music was banned for 50 years. So yeah, now we are recuperating, recovering.
It's also interesting. It's also interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to get to know that, because from a German perspective, we're often focusing to the US or UK or even Brazil or anywhere, and the feeling that you get every time is nobody actually listens to German music other than Rammstein and Scorpions, some other metal bands, some electronic music, but that's it. And we get the feeling that in Eastern Europe, and that's why I'm very glad you're all here and to hear all that information, we get the feeling there's more of an openness, whereas as you can expect from Germany, I think of all of the bigger music markets, it has the most tolerance and openness to international music. So yeah, even just an impression of what it's like helps, I guess.
I will jump in, and I think you are right. Our audience, they still have that enthusiasm to go to concerts, to listen to the music, and we have plenty of foreign acts, small size acts that play very small venues, or arena size acts. But yeah, the market is small, and usually if it's really big act, so it plays one show per 3 Baltic countries. So we have Dua Lipa concert in June, so they play only Lithuania, but that means that people from Latvia and Estonia will come to the concert. Sometimes it happens in Latvia or Estonia. The very big acts, they play just one show per region, but usually they play 3 shows. If it's smaller act, so can play more shows in a country. And in radio, yeah, I would agree, probably 70-30%. Of course, we have some radio stations that play only international music. We have some radio stations that play only local music, but on average, I would say 70-30 or 75-25 would be international repertoire. So this is when I spoke about major labels. Their presence in our country mainly is to monetize their international repertoire, not to support the local scene and to work with local acts. But basically, I think the live scene never was so vibrant, so alive, so vivid as it is right now. And yeah, you are welcome to to have a look, to attend, to come to our conferences or bring the bands.
Well, I would like to pick up on something you said, because I think it's a general thing that in this region, since again we had this gap of 50 years, even in the music industries. Basically, Romanian music industry started in 1996 with the passing of the copyright law. So there's a lot of space to do things there. It's not everything as organized and regularized as in the Western countries.
Also, it takes shorter time to achieve success.
Yeah, I think in Czech Republic also, I have to say it's similar. We don't have precise figures, but national radio stations are pretty much the same percentage of international towards the national music presence. As you saw the picture with, like a gig of Rolling Stones, there's still, I think, we are really open to new things. And Radio 1 was actually the underground radio station, which remained, and it's still the same. They kept the, like openness to present new and international acts, and they are not like that business-oriented, let's say, as national radio stations are presenting major bands, but Radio 1 can still, maybe even this Radio Wave, which is underneath the national radio station, Český rozhlas, but dedicated to younger audience. So you can still find some possibilities. And the gigs, I have to say that Prague is absolutely open. Like lots of small clubs are actually constantly bringing international gigs. So I think, and small, even the small. So I think you have a chance to Brno as well, I guess.
And the lyrics, mostly English?
Yes.
The lyrics? No, the lyrics of, you mean like what the audience likes to listen? When it's mainly it's English, but I just wanted to point out the language barrier, because we as countries who are not which are not English-speaking countries, of course. So we all artists from these countries, from all of these countries, struggle with this thing when they have their international careers. So I do also find some examples who prove that this might not stand true. That's Ireland, which is extremely small country, but then it has extremely well-organized export office, which meant to promote its bands singing in their own language and being globally popular. So it even turned out as a trend, as a really trending thing to like island music and island culture. So it's not by chance. It's a strategic planning and working and promoting your culture. And I would mention France, because it's not the export office, but they do have this kind of strategy of francophonic countries where they promote their own country and language. So Macedonia, for example, is a francophonic country, but that's also another way of promoting your own culture and your own music. Like those examples exist. So I think that maybe the states need to work a little bit more on promoting their own bands in this approach.
I think we have now
time. Has his own radio station, I think, in all the countries, right? The RFI, yes. Radio France Internationale. It goes everywhere.
And it has to be 80% French.
Yeah.
I think we could maybe have some coffee now. Are you staying for the after the coffee?
No.
Are
you gonna be here for the night?
Yeah. So I would say, if it's okay for you, are you staying afterwards? Let's have some coffee and a small break, because it has been a lot of information.
I just wanted to add, if anyone wants my presentation, just ask.
Yes, we can share afterwards maybe the documents you said. Let's have some coffee and be back in half an hour, 4:45, and then we can, I think there were some questions over there. Thank you, Timo, for the questions.